Oh, hey. How you guys doing? I'm glad you're back. Welcome back. Junk's Automotive. Cooling system time. Let's, we're gonna have to paint a bunch of stuff and put it in the car and see what we're missing. Something, I'm sure. Get so we can have this thing to run for a few minutes, get some heat in it, and check stuff out. Vroom, vroom. Welcome back. All right, let's get busy. Good. You guys always come so dressed, so nice. I don't get it. Okay. Have you a pop. Relax. Well, this is the radiator that we got. We have another, but it's in rough shape. This one, actually in good shape. I know it doesn't look like it. That held pressure and coolant and didn't leak. And that's why we have the one buys on there. So that when we had it in the frame, I had something to set it on and hold it in the frame. And it didn't leak, so we're gonna make it look a little prettier, clean it up, a little psst. And here's our tubage, our heater line, that's copper. And this is cast. So we'll get all that cleaned up. I'd like to polish up that copper and leave it raw and just clear coat it. I think it would look cool. And then we'll paint this with some hammer paint that I got, and it kind of makes it look like it's cast, you know, if you know what I'm saying. I don't know, we'll see. But I got hopefully enough clamps. I've got all new hoses. That is one of them right there, and there's another one that goes down here that hooks to here or there, or I got enough. Let's see, you know. So we'll get this stuff all cleaned up, painted while it's drying, because that's how things roll around here. It'll be all sticky when I try to put it on the car, but oh well. We'll get our generator mounted. Our heater control valve, water shutter offer thing. Get that swapped out. I don't have the gasket because it's still on back order, but I'm gonna look and dig through some of the new old stock that came with the car, see if we can be lucky and find one. And I don't remember, I think maybe I made a gasket and a little block off plate out of a pop can just to test run it before. The other thing is right down there, and I always wondered what it was, that's a block drain. So I'm gonna take that hose and the hose clamp off there, kind of see what's going on with that. They used to have a little petcock you can like get your beer out of, you know. So I'm gonna take that off, and I'd rather it just be a big hole, and we can block it off as long as this is gonna last. So I'll have to look and see what I want to do there. Get the box mounted in correctly. Somebody commented, there's a rubber gasket that goes under there. Yeah, I got one. I just had it sitting in here so it would look pretty, you know, or kind of pretty. But we'll get it mounted up, get our lines ran, and go from there. You know, we're getting there. We're getting there. There's a big empty stuff there that we got to address sometime pretty soon, but we're getting there. But I'm hoping by the end of this video, dashboard to be mounted, and we can use the key and the pull start and the choke, and pretty grandiose visions there, huh? Well, we'll see how far we get. Looks pretty good. Did find our, this is our bracketry for accelerator cable and choke cable. Got that clear coated. I think that'll look good. It runs right underneath the air cleaners, right along the carburetors, so with a couple P-clips, and I've got some new stainless steel P-clips. It'll look nice. Here's the old control valve. Got her off the motor. It actually probably still works, but I'd bet it'd leak as old as it is. It's got a rubber diaphragm that, you know. And here's my block-off plate, haha, and a piece of probably beer box, if I didn't know any better. Can't find a gasket, but we're gonna make one. That'll work just fine. I don't know what that's for. It's nothing that I own. So we'll cut that out, get that made, find some good bolts for it, lock washers, get that in there. Now I gotta get that funky thing, that block drain off. Turn down here. Kind of see is that a threaded pipe or just a nipple. I can't remember. I don't remember if I put that on. I had to have put that on there. But anyhow, right here is where your water shutoff valve goes, and heater hose from here to there. So we'll get that fixed, and get that fixed. And I've got my, it didn't run real good. I think the one carburetor is acting funny, but there's a tube that goes from the distributor to the back carburetor, and that's your vacuum advance. So I also had a vacuum leak, go figure. So I've got to put that on before I get too much going in here and get, you know, stuff in the way. Well, this ain't good. Let me show you what I did. This is what was screwed into that block drain. So I don't know if it had some kind of O-ring and I don't know what. So it looks like, from what I might remember, I shoved a piece of heater hose on it, put a clamp, and then at the end of the hose, put a bolt, put a clamp. So that's not really the best way to go about it for it to be reliable. But so I thought I'd take it out, see what I could come up with better, and it broke off. So got the distributor out, which isn't a huge deal. As you can see, right down there, is the rest of that fitting. So we're going to try this. If this doesn't seem to want to grab it, we'll probably thread it, run a tap through it, and find a bolt for that said tap. Put some sealer on it and screw in there. I suppose. Let me see what I can screw up next. This isn't going very well. Now I'm not sure how thick that block is, but I know it's not that thick. Because I can take my screwdriver. I'm trying to feel the edge and kind of feel like what's going on in there. And it goes all the way to the back of the water jacket. It's like a tube or a threaded pipe thread type deal, threaded all the way in there. And I'm gonna tell you what, here's what's worrying me. I can put that in there, fits right up to about here. It grabs great, it doesn't slip, and I put a ton of pressure on that. So much that I'm scared. If I break this off into that hole, we're screwed. And the more you push something like this, because it's tapered, it's expanding that piece of pipe into the block. So I go too far, keep on going, next thing you know, I've cracked the block. Again, freaking screwed. So what that is, I have no clue. Somebody's ram jammed it all the way in there as far as it goes. Then it maybe leaked, so they tightened it some more. And of course this engine had been in the machine shop. Of course this was not addressed. And it'd been great for me to break this off when the engine was out of the car. So I'm not a very happy camper. I should have left that on there. Just left it on there and hillbillied the piece of hose on there with a clamp and a, you know. But here I'm trying to do the best I can, and now I'm screwed. I'm absolutely screwed. I don't know what I'm going to do. Might try putting some heat on it, putting that thing in there again, see if I can't get it to budge. Dang it. The other problem is that size that I can thread. I already did run a tap through it, and there's not enough thread for a bolt or a cap bolt with a copper washer, because that's what I planned on doing. Snug it up, and then we still have a good drain. But that size is just a little too big. The next size up that I could go with, I need to drill. I don't have room for a drill bit and a drill. Got lucky. Yep. Had to that stuff was soft enough
I could start chipping around with it for the flat blade, one of those little screwdriver inserts. Chip, 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 chip. And then I thought, well, it's soft enough. Maybe I could use this and start gouging it out to where I can at least get a tap and clean it out. And then guess what? Out it came. So I don't know. Maybe an MGA expert could say, hey, yeah, that's a block heater or something. I don't know. That I've wasted a couple hours messing with that. But here we have this little plug. Well, the plug had a hole in the middle of it, so I found this little sensor, and I believe, I can't remember what that sensor was for. Anyhow, red Loctited it. No, it's not blood. Into there. And then I'm going to fill that with RTV, the good black stuff, and then screw it in there with some thread goo, and we'll be good. My hands are cold. I haven't been watching the fire very well. So I'll get the fire stoked up, go inside, wash my hands, take a little break, visit the family, kind of get back to where we started. Just how things happen sometimes. But at least now it'll have a nice plug. It's nice and visible. You can take it out, flush the block. Not that it'll ever happen, but in case somebody wants to flush it like you're supposed to, you can take that plug out and it'll flush. And all right, where were we? There. Now, will that confuse somebody someday? I hope so. All right. But yeah, it's just a plug. All right, good. You see where I tried putting heat on it, and you know, man, I'm over it. It's 10:30 at night, and I got started out here 5 o'clock. You know, I just ain't got enough done. But that's okay. It is what it is. And I did flush out that water jacket best I could with brake clean, get anything out of it. You know, so I'll get our oil line hooked up, get our distributor back in. Then we'll mess with this thing because it's real fun, that bolt. And I might actually put this in before I put the distributor because it makes it hard to get this bottom bolt in. Then run our little vacuum advance line. I don't know. We'll see what we can get done. I'd like to have the radiator in it. The hoses ran. I'd like to have that in it permanently-ish. I don't know. It just it doesn't go as planned most of the time. Got this mess all straightened back out. Distributor's back in. Here's our new heat control valve with our homemade gasket. That'll work out just fine. Got it all. Then I realized that there's a P-clip that goes on that bottom bolt that you can't get to that holds that sensor thermo thingy in, right? Generator's on here, ready to go. But as you can see, the belt from Moss Motors apparently is not for an MGA. That's as small as I can make it, and it's not going to happen. So something's wrong there. I got the wrong one, or they sent me the wrong one, or it's always something. Now I go ahead and put the radiator in and the fan on and all that cool stuff, but then it's harder to get to, and I'm over it. It's fine. We averted the disaster and fought our way through that over about 3 or 4 hours. Radiator, it's painted up. It's looking good. All this stuff, I already showed you that, but hey, let's give it a week. Heck with it. Let it dry. And sometimes that's just, and I do have a bunch of other belts. That's the closest one, and it's too big. So it's 1 o'clock in the morning. My back hurts from bending over. There is a rubber gasket in there. Got her all bolted down, even the bolts in the back. New hardware. Looks nice. I'll have to reroute my thingamajigger. But heck with it. The MGA won tonight. Yeah, it just doesn't want to run. It don't want to be done. I don't know. Well, that's it for tonight. Once you start getting tired and frustrated and back's hurting, it's okay. Take a break. Get away from it. And next time I work on this thing, I'm going to win. This stuff's never easy. And if I've shown you guys one thing, is that it's not easy. Very rewarding. It can be enjoyable, but it's not easy. I haven't cussed too many times at this car, but I did tonight. A lot. But I didn't give up until I got that piece of pipe out. So if it's a video about anything, is don't give up. Take a break. Don't give up. So we'll find out what's going on with the belt. I need to find the tag so I have the part number. We got stuff to finish. I'm tired, right? Look, hope you guys have a great week and you stick to it, right? Like I've always said, if this was easy, everybody would do it. So get out there and work on your projects. Plan on, do a little something. Every time you do a little something to it, it moves it along just that little bit more, and you'll feel better about it getting something done, right? Peace. We'll see you guys next time. See ya.